back to Beer with a Belgian. I'm here with Carmen, and this one's going to be a little bit of a fun, interesting episode, so stay tuned. But before we really get into it, Carmen, why don't you say a little about yourself?
Hi, so I'm now a Belgian, but I'm actually still a South African, so I've got dual citizenship. I moved from South Africa 7 years ago now, and yeah, I recently applied for my citizenship and got it, so...
And how recently is recently?
Gosh, I think I should know this on the date, right? Because I got a letter.
Did you do like a celebration, no balloons?
No, I got a letter that says, "Hi, you Belgian?" I was like, "Hey." So yeah, I think it was in May. It was official in May.
Of this year, 2022.
Yes. 2022.
Making it officially Beer with a Belgian. Speaking of beer, tell us what you wanted to drink today.
So, Tripel Karmeliet, I think it's actually one of the first beers I had coming to Belgium. I don't really know it was that strong. I have a lot of good memories about this, or not.
Just for those of you who are following along, Tripel Karmeliet is 8.4% alcohol, and it is, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Okay, so cheers.
Cheers.
And while we drink, I'm gonna ask a question first, and then you can think about it while you're drinking. But then, what's something that you miss about South Africa that you wish happened in Belgium?
Yeah, there's a big culture around like brine. Okay, yeah, we barbecue, and it's really not the same. And one of the things, I mean, being a very big meat eater myself, and South Africa being orientated also around meats and especially the braai culture, rugby sports. So basically biltong. I miss biltong, food so much. Oh yeah, I'm a huge foodie, like I love eating, no doubt. But I can literally list like a million things I wish I had here from South Africa, biltong being like top of that list.
Yeah.
I crave that on another level. Like I think I went and paid even like 12 euros for like 100 grams. Yeah. Biltong, for sure. Biltong. Yeah, if I could have that every
Well, guess what we... No, just...
I would eat that every day. Actually, I should get myself a biltong. You get these biltong makers. I know a lot of people, at least I know South Africans that are now living in other countries, have now invested in, and you get all these like photos and updates on how their biltong is drying and growing and how...
Alright, stay tuned for the next episode when Carmen and I are going to make biltong.
Yeah, our next business venture. I'm serious.
Yeah, I would definitely eat it. It's like beef jerky, but elevated.
But not dog food, so...
Ooh, shots fired.
Yeah, it's... no. I'm just gonna say no, because although it's the closest thing when I do travel...
Beef jerky is delicious.
No, okay, when I do travel, like, because biltong is not like available anywhere, and then second for this
It's dog food.
It's not great. It's not great. It's not great. But I just keep thinking like, yeah, this is kind of, but it's not. But it's, I mean, it's really good from a nutritional perspective, of course, but
not a taste perspective. So a little bit of nitty gritty, since you're the first person that we had on the channel who wasn't a natural born Belgian. Can you walk us a little bit through the process of what you have to do to, if you are already living in Belgium and you want to try to become a citizen?
Sure. So, I mean, start the process quite early, knowing, if it's coming up 5 years, to start getting your documents in place. So you have
to be here 5 years first?
Yes, 5 years at least when you can start applying. And, again, coming from South Africa, I had to work with the South African embassy. I'm sorry, anyone that has to do that, but, things are really slow. And you wait so long for your documents. I had to get a birth certificate postulated, officiated and translated, and that whole process, I mean, it takes forever. Yeah, you have to have it translated. I mean, that's the sad thing. And it being Afrikaans, so naam gets translated to naam.
Yeah. I was gonna say, out of any language, maybe Afrikaans is the most similar, but still, since it's official documentation, you don't want to screw that up.
No, exactly. So your work documents showing that you are contributing to the system. And then, also a lot of people ask me always like, oh, the language. Sure, so the fact that I've been working for a company consecutively for 5 years. That suffices that category. So you have all these categories and you have to meet all these requirements. So that works. So
see, that's where I should have applied because my Dutch is horrible. And I just figured I'd have to pass a language test and I couldn't, so I didn't even bother.
Okay, so there's two parts to this. So anyone who's listening, do it. Just do the language test and go for the classes. I wish I did 7 years ago. I haven't now. I mean, I did go for classes. I had one-on-one sessions and it helped me get to a certain level, but I have to keep carrying on with that. But yeah, if I can give anyone advice, just do it. It just makes your life a lot easier. But I do get by with Afrikaans. You understand, now at least 90% of conversations.
So that's that leads me to the very last question.
Yes.
Is actually second to last. Sorry, we're going to keep you a little bit longer.
No
it's
worries.
A very heavy drink. What is a word or phrase that you would use in Belgium?
Well, for South African, what I can recommend for you not to
okay, this is even better,
not to mention a zip line. But in South Africa, we call it a foofie slide. A foofie slide. That is something you should not mention when you're in Belgium. So put that on the list of things never to say in public.
Can I ride your? Do you have a foofie slide?
Yeah, I mean,
how much to ride your foofie slide?
Yes. So all of the above. Don't go down that foofie slide.
Last question.
Oh dear.
It's gonna be easy. If someone's visiting Belgium, what's something that you would recommend that they see or do while here?
The chocolate factory.
Oh, I have not even been to the chocolate
factory museum. Actually, it's a chocolate museum, I think.
In Antwerp.
For me, it's like the chocolate factory.
Like Willy Wonka?
That's exactly. I was like,
you found a golden ticket?
Looking back to those days, yes, it's definitely a very, very cool experience. Sometimes it'll be like, oh, chocolate, okay, do me a favor, whatever, but it really is. It's a very cool experience. And then afterwards, we went to I think it's a chocolate cafe. They have Dalray, also very famous for their pastries, and we had like a chocolate fondue, so all in spirit of the whole chocolate experience.
Ooh, fun. Yeah. So make you treat yourself, have a chocolate day.
Enjoy it.
Cool. Well, thank you again so much for coming on the channel. And maybe you'll see Carmen running around Antwerp, and make sure to congratulate her on her citizenship with the Tripel Karmeliet.
Cheers. Girl.
Oh, I'm not recording. No, just.